is grown together. Kids laughing shows us how joy is easy. And coffee on the porch reminds us to savor every moment. These are the lessons that shape a tomorrow we all share. One filled with trust, good company, and wide open dreams. That's the way banking should be. And that's Pinnacle Bank. Member FDIC.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Let's fly. Your next trip starts at Lincoln Airport with American Airlines. Now flying nonstop service to Dallas, Fort Worth, and Chicago. American Airlines connects Lincoln to major hubs and destinations around the globe. Wherever you're headed, LNK gets you there with new nonstop flights on American Airlines. Convenient, fast, and stress-free. Book your next flight at lincolnairport.com. LNK, make flying easy.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top-quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Just got the brakes fixed on my car today.
You did? You haven't even left the office.
I didn't need to. I got a guy who picks up my car and drops it off when it's done.
Well, who's your guy?
Graham Tire. They have pickup and delivery service at all 5 of their Lincoln locations.
Schedule your service online on the Pickup and Delivery tab at GrahamTireLincoln.com. That's GrahamTireLincoln.com. Let us do the running. Some limitations apply. See store for details.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
This is your year to win way more than bragging rights. At Warhorse Casino, your love of the game could earn you serious cash. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with cash prizes all season long, like up to $1,000 weekly, with your chance at $1 million, all while earning tier points and comp points every time you place a sports bet. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Tired of your furnace running overtime this winter? Let Heartland of Nebraska Windows save the day. Upgrade to stunning, energy-saving triple-pane vinyl windows installed by their team of experts. Every window comes with a lifetime warranty on everything, all for a price you can actually afford. Free estimates, flawless replacements, and peace of mind from a family-owned business you can trust. Don't wait. Call Heartland of Nebraska Windows at 402-430-3852 or visit heartlandofnebraskawindows.com today.
Hey guys, this is former UFC fighter and mixed martial artist Anthony Lionheart Smith. The Upside Bar and Lounge in South Lincoln is the go-to spot for every UFC event, prelims, and main card. There's never a cover, so make sure you get there early and stay late. Upside Bar and Lounge has daily specials, a margarita club, and a taco club. And don't forget, they just added Buzz Bowls to their menu. Learn more about upcoming events by visiting UpsideBarLNK.com and stop into their South Lincoln location for every UFC event on 27th and Pine Lake.
You've got used to one segment of Good Takes in the morning, but now there's a full show of Good Takes at night. Welcome into Raff's Good Take on Sports on 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome in, Raff's Good Take on Sports. let me bring in the host and not be selfish here. We got Chris Raff streaming in. Harrison Arns on the 1-2s back here at 1040 O Street on the corner. You guys are always welcome to join in. Starting the text line open as well as the streams. Chris Raff, how's it going on a Wednesday night?
Going pretty good. Saw the Nebraska women's basketball team ended up winning tonight 89-73 over Northwestern. So another big Big Ten victory for Nebraska. So that's always good to have our basketball teams producing victories.
Yeah, pretty dominant win too. To your point, Raff, they went in 89-73. And I think it was Britt Prince in that one. Yeah, she was the leading scorer. 28 points, like 10 for 15. Nice and efficient as well. Hargrove, who I've been watching more and more, didn't play as great as games prior. She was 5 for 14, but she's still certainly been pretty good as of late. Not a whole lot to dive into this one. I think just team stats wise, Nebraska, once again, they shot the ball 53%, and then they shot their 3-point shot 52% on the day. Are girls just that much better of shooters than guys? I'm serious. Go look at the college women's basketball, and they just seem to be a little bit sharper of shooters collectively as a team.
Yeah. I possibly. It just depends, I guess, on the game. I mean, if you would ask Nebraska basketball at the end of the first half last night in the men's game, I mean, they were shooting like 60 or 58%. I mean, they were on fire, and then things cooled down for both teams going into the second half for both Michigan and Nebraska. So I think it just depends on the game. I think sometimes they're hot and sometimes you're not.
Well, AI just says yes. So
yes,
not that it's guaranteed, but they say, yeah, on the free throw line, typically they do better. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just amazed by it because you go look at that Iowa State team with Audie Crooks. I know she just surpassed another mile mark on how many points she scored through just 89 games. I think she's got like 2,000 or something absurd. But, you wonder why she's so dominant in women's basketball. Why doesn't anyone just have the common sense and double team her? And then you just go look around the perimeter and it's like, well, she shoots 50% from three. She shoots 48. I think we'll just give the two. Like that sounds worse than giving them the open 3-point look. So I don't know. This women's basketball team, Amy Williams has done a good job. Really, really good shooting team. When they have it going, they can really blow teams out of the water because they are so efficient.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. Hey, I got to ask you, did you watch the guy climb the skyscraper?
No. Okay, there's a guy that climbed a skyscraper?
Okay. So listeners listening, feel free to text in your thoughts on this. So Netflix last weekend had a show. It's this guy, Alex Hinault is his name. And he climbs without ropes.
Oh, so, I did not watch it, but I did see this thing blowing up. Go ahead.
So he climbed the skyscraper in Taipei. They call it Taipei 101. It's a 101-story building. But after the 101 stories are up, you have to go up another 200 feet. So me and Tracy tonight watched 2 hours of this guy climbing Taipei 101. And it was crazy. No ropes, no parachute, no nothing. Hands, feet, and some chalk. And that was it. It's insane. You got it.
Does he know he doesn't have to do that? I don't know where those adrenaline junkies come from. That is a next level.
Yeah.
Just a commitment because it's, that I even if you're the really great climber, that is so nerve-wracking. Something happens that's not your fault and you're dead.
Yeah.
No, I got to go watch that. Were you just like sweating the entire 2 hours? I think I don't know if I can make it through. I think I'd just get sick thinking about it.
I think so Seth Rollins, the WWE wrestler, he was one of the broadcasters of it. Between them saying, wow, and me saying, holy blank, I mean, it was probably combined like 200 because it was wild. He gets up to like, I think the entire building's 1,700 feet, and he's sitting there at about probably 1,200 feet, and he's hanging off with just his hands, and he's pulling himself up, and it's just. And they were talking about that there were a lot of earthquakes that had been hitting in Taipei, so they had to they thought that was the right time, that they were hoping and praying no earthquake would hit, because if there's an earthquake, the building would rock a little bit. So then you have to make sure that the wind's not strong, even though the winds towards the end of his climb, you could see how strong the winds were getting. I mean, it's insane. And then I was telling Tracy, I was like, wonder if the guy putting the building together, there was like a part of the side of the building. He's like, well, no one's ever going to, climb up on this. Why? Maybe I'm out of nails or screws or something. And I don't, I mean, he's hanging off, they have these things called dragons. He's hanging off the dragons. It was crazy, incredible, crazy, wild. But every single word you could think of. And then you're thinking to yourself, well, no one will ever do this again. But some guy was watching that going, okay, he went 101 stories plus 200 feet. I'm going 1900. Yep. There. Oh yeah, there it is. I mean, that's just.
To unknown texter 1000, he just says there's something wrong with that guy's brain.
And there's another guy out there or girl that's watching going, hey, I can go up higher. So find me a 1900-foot building. But the building's got to be, the way it's built, you've got to, it's got to be built in a way that he can get his hands and feet wedged in and stuff like that. Because the final 200 feet of his climb, there was a part where you just couldn't get your hands or legs anywhere. So there was like a ladder that I guess that they used to climb up to change the light at the top of the skyscraper. And this ladder was so flimsy. That was almost scarier than just the normal climb, because you saw him just blowing around in the wind. I mean, and then they were calling it a sport. And I was like, is climbing skyscrapers a sport?
It's up there with hiking. Can you do competitive hiking? Maybe.
I think you could. Kind of a race hike.
Like, you could do competitive climbing, but it's just kind of a harder thing to sell. I mean, how would you do competitive hiking? Who makes the quickest fire? For those who climbs the tallest building. I mean, or how fast?
Yeah.
But if you make it a real sport, then you have to put in the safety harnesses, and then that defeats the entire purpose, because the whole purpose is you might die. That's what makes it so exhilarating. But if you're going to be harnessed in, well, then everybody can learn how to go fast, because there's no real risk involved.
Yeah.
It's not really a sport. I think it's just an adrenaline junkie's dream.
Yeah. It took him almost 2 hours to climb to the top of this building. I mean, and that's constant. Like, he had some breaks. He'd get to like there were parts where he'd get to a part and he could stand and he could rest a little bit. But then when he was resting, he was standing on the ledge waving at the crowd down below.
Did he climb down, or did he at least get a ride down?
Yeah, when he got to the top, they had a harness at the very top, so he harnessed up and went down, so then he could take the elevator down. Because he was at the end of his climb, he was hugging his wife at the end, and he wasn't even, usually like grab a hold. His hands, you could just see they were just like, they looked like they were just numb from just how much he'd used them. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, and the whole time I'm thinking to myself, there is somebody watching this right now saying, okay, how am I going to outdo this guy? And so I would think probably in the next year or two, you're going to have another person, or maybe even him, one to outdo himself. It was wild. It was, he got up like to the second floor, and I was like, yep, I'm done.
I got to figure out how tall this building is. It looks ridiculous.
1,700 feet, I believe. Or to the 100.
Yeah, you're right. 1,700.
Yeah, 100. It was 101 floors, and then he went up to the very top. And then when he gets to the very top, he stands on top of it and takes a selfie.
I can't stand. My legs just start wobbling. I can't do that. I figured out when I did the instruction, and where you got to like walk across the rafters. We were like a few stories up, the floors weren't in, and like that alone was like, it wasn't hard, but I didn't feel comfortable at all doing it. That is a different kind of human being. I used to watch it, but mountain climbing, like the free climbers, but they got grooves in the rocks, like really easy. Put both your hands into a crack to like get grip. What he's doing, I just don't want to deal with the building, because like to your wife's point, I don't know, maybe the guy took a shortcut and one of those screws is missing on that ladder. How
Yeah,
often do they use that ladder? Once every 3 years? I mean, and you're just going to rely on that thing to hold your life in its hands. It's really cool. I am going to have to watch the documentary now, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through it. I mean, my heart rate I'm just going to be sweating it out for him.
Yeah, it was crazy. He gets up to almost the very top and he clamps his legs and no hands. And they're like, yeah, he's just playing to the crowd right now. I'm like,
how fun.
I'm like, all right, dude, this guy is wild. I mean, I don't even know what to say. When they referred to it as a sport, I was just like, I don't think there's anything a sport about this. I was once again, I went back to my Wi-Fi. I guess the only way they could really make that a sport is put one guy on one side and one, guy or a girl, one on one side, one on the other, and see who gets there the quickest. Or you add a little fun to it, or I wouldn't say fun, but whoever knocks whoever off, first one to the top wins. I mean, but maybe with ropes and a parachute or a cushion or something. And my wife she goes, I wonder why he's climbing the building in Taipei. And I'm like, I'm guessing there's probably no skyscraper in the United States that said, yeah, you can climb our building with no ropes or anything, just you yourself. I mean, the insurance liability it had to be insane. I mean, he probably had to sign so many papers and so much stuff saying if something happened, that his family could not sue or anything like that. But yeah, it was wild. Heck of a sport.
I'm with you. It's not a sport. I mean, it's just an incredible feat of man. That's like the David Goggins, like when he does some of those ridiculous journeys, like you wouldn't call that a sport. That's just him pushing the limits of what we consider to be man.
Yeah.
Like, and again, like you can't make that a sport. As soon as you add the ropes and harnesses, the point is defeated. Because that's incredible because he could have died. Like that's a terrifyingly but impressive thing to do all at the same time. But there's no guarantees or safety to it. That's why it's impressive. Yep. If you gave me harnesses, I can probably get up to like floor 20. I know something's gonna catch me if I fall. Like I'll give it a shot, I'll give it a whirl. But if I know I got nothing hooking me up, like you won't get me to the third floor, let alone all the way to 17,100 feet up in the air.
Yeah, I can't even think about getting that high out. That's just so crazy to me.
Did you have that as a kid? Were you like an adrenaline junkie? Did you do anything ridiculous like climb up a tower that you weren't supposed to? Or
no, never. I mean, I'm one of those people. I'm not big on heights, but I'll do it just for that excitement, that adrenaline rush of it. But to get me to do it, like if you ask me, hey, go to the very top of, I don't know, say, any skyscraper or anything like that, I'll be like, I really don't want to go, but then I'll do it because I just that excitement factor of it. I kind of like that scared feeling, but it's like I've got both hands clamped on the railings. I remember I don't know if it's still at the Palms in Las Vegas. I don't know if they still have that yet, but you could walk out. There was at the top of the Palms, there was like a lounge and they had a glass floor. So you could walk on top of the glass and look straight down. I mean, just
I don't
scary.
like that. No, that I don't like.
But it's like
walking on glass.
But like that excitement of it, it's like, man, I don't like heights, but that excitement level, it's like I gotta give it a shot. Or if you're at the top, I remember I went to what is the Top of the Rock in New York City, and that building is pretty tall building, and we went up to the viewing tower, and it's like, man, nothing about this is, I mean, you're way up there, but it's just like, yeah, I got to look over the edge and just see what it's like. And you're just like kind of frozen. You can feel the knees shaking a little bit. So yeah, I don't know. I'm one of those mixture people. I'm not a big fan of heights, but I'll definitely take a look, or I will check it out. If the challenge is there, I will do it, but I'm not Alex Hinault by no means. I'm not climbing no buildings without ropes or anything like that.
Oh, well, here's an interesting text. This from our unknown texter again. He says, I was going to school at ASU and Jake Plummer and Pat Tillman were there, and Pat used to climb the top of the Sun Devil Stadium every Friday night before Saturday night game, and just to look at the sky. Pat Tillman was a different wired cat, great football player and great soldier. Miss that dude. Great text. A little bit of history for you. He would be the cat wired that way.
Yeah, they were definitely, I mean, those two, a heck of a combination, Jake Plummer and Tillman together. I mean, but I mean, remember that's the team that took Nebraska to task. They had the long winning streak going back in '96, and they were able to shut out Nebraska. I believe it was Tom Osborne's only game where he'd been shut out as head coach. But yeah, that was those guys definitely. You know that they had some fun while they were on campus. That's for sure.
That's what school's there for. You don't go there to learn. You go there to have some experience as well. Not the direction I thought we were going, but what the hell, Raff, since we're on it. But what is the, like, I don't know if you're like a adrenaline kind of guy growing up. Like, did you ever get yourself in a situation where you look back and you're like, I might have died there if things went another way, or maybe I was too arrogant to understand the danger I put myself into. Like, did you do anything adrenaline junkie-esque where, now without putting yourself in prison? Although I think what's it called? Time of statutes or no?
Yeah, statute of limitations.
Statute of limitations. I think you're good there, but just in case.
Did I do anything as a kid? I think I was pretty boring for the most part.
just mama's boy, or how'd that work?
I don't know. I don't know. I guess I try to keep myself out of, but then you think of some of the stuff, but some of the stuff we did as kids now, you look at it now and you'd be like, what in the world were you doing? Like riding your bicycle with no helmet. Now, if you ride your bicycle with no helmet, you're basically, people like kind of give you the stink eye a little bit. Like, what are you doing?
I think I can give you a ticket.
I remember we'd play baseball and our catcher would have no gear on. I mean, just crazy stuff like that we're just like, what are you thinking? I'm trying to think what I did. But so yeah, like the 80s were different. I mean, it was a little bit more aggressive, I guess you'd say. I mean, playing tackle football. I don't know, is tackle football with no pads, is that still a thing with kids these days? Any listeners? I don't know.
No recess playground's ever going to allow that to happen. We tried it every now and then, and everyone has this experience. There's always this one kid that kind of ruins it because you're kind of playing tackle, but you're not really, but everyone's cool with it. And then the one kid gets hurt, and instead of just kind of crying about it, they'll cry and then they'll go just tattle. And now it's banned. And now nobody can even play football. So we were kind of the last era.
We played tackle football, I bet, every single day. It was football season in our childhood. I mean, it was always tackle football. No helmets, no pads. It was just tackle football.
You guys are lucky. Like we never got to do any of that. I mean, it was just so bubble wrapped. I don't know what it's like today, but I imagine it's more bubble wrapped. You really limited on options at recess. They don't let you just go buck wild anymore. But yeah, I remember as kids, we used to do just dumb things. You know, the classic football lights that you see at the football field, the tall towers.
Oh yeah. Oh, you climbed to the top?
It was the dumbest thing ever. Oh, it was terrifying.
Harrison.
And you got, like, it seems manageable because it's got like the pegs, you know,
yeah.
It's like a ladder. But what you don't realize at the time is you have these sections that are like the boxes in the electrical, and you can't necessarily, unless you got tools, like you can't really get to that other part. It was terrifying. And then when you get to the top, it's not rock solid like you think. It kind of sways. So it was me and two other knuckleheads that went up and did that. But ironically, after that, I think is where I got my fear of heights, because I just was so uncomfortable up there.
See, I don't think your statute of limitations have hit yet. You're a lot younger than I am, so you better watch out next time you go back into Hardington. The sheriff's going to be looking for you.
Yeah. Well, I hear that prison's, pretty nice. So.
yeah. Place I try to vehemently stay out of for the.
Yeah. Well, I'll try my best. Not to. So hopefully, if everyone from the Hardington location was listening, that was not Harrison Arns who stated that on the airwaves. Chris Raff, that's some idle chit chat there. Like I said, not at all direction I thought we were going to go, but nonetheless.
Text in what your craziest thing you did within limits that we can read on the radio. I'd like to hear what some of the listeners' childhood crazy stuff. I'm trying to think of crazy stuff we did as kids. I mean, we were kind of. I think I was just kind of boring, I think.
Well, I think you guys probably drove a lot more reckless than we did.
Yeah. No,
really?
Not a ton. Not a ton. Just, I think I was just so hooked on, the sports. Like it was constantly football, basketball, baseball. It was always the next sports. So I think I was just such a sports nerd. I think that was probably my problem. I mean, I got made fun of a ton back in like elementary school and junior high for being like the sports nerd, like knowing way too much. But
that was what the nerds were doing. Was being into sports.
that's what I was made to be, like, because I was like an Encyclopedia Britannica of sports. Like I knew everything. Like it was crazy.
Now you're
And
the
so
cool kid if you do that.
you would think, but I mean, I held strong to it. I didn't care what anybody thought. I was like, oh, tough, but I guess later in life it paid off a little bit, so the sports knowledge is still there, but it's not like what it was when I was a kid. I mean, when I was a little kid, I knew everything and everything, but still pretty
Now there's
decent.
too much to keep track of. You can't know everything because some of these tweets are just utterly pointless or they're fake. That's crazy though. I can't imagine of like some kid, getting bullied. He's memorized like the entire Chicago Bulls 95-96 roster and stats, and someone's like, wow, this guy's a nerd. It's like, today, that's most kids like, they call that ball knowledge, I believe. We do got a couple of texts here. We will get to those on the other side. That is Chris Raff. I am Harrison Arns. You guys can put more in there. We'll leave it to a little bit of the text line, and of course, we might segue ourselves a little bit. Raff's good take on sports. 93.7 The Ticket. Talk to you in a bit.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
I love pushing hard at the gym, but the soreness after, not so much. I researched about what to look for in a good red light system, so I tried the Spectrum 7 at Max Tan. The full body red light relaxes and refreshes my muscles. It's part of my recovery routine, Max Tan.
Clear your calendar. It's a volleyball weekend in Omaha. Love Nebraska returns to Baxter Arena for back-to-back home matches on January 30th and February 1st, facing Love Madison and Love Austin. 2 matches, 2 chances to see your hometown team compete as the season heats up. Featuring Lexi Rodriguez and Jordan Larson taking on the likes of Lauren Carlini and Maddie Skinner, and special moments throughout the weekend. This is your opportunity to catch all the action live. Make it one night or both nights. Get your tickets now at lobbneb.com/tickets.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings thanks to the all-new delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get 1 half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney locations. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life, your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
Bagels & Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in January. Try their hot chocolate latte, cookie croissants, and special winter flavor hot cocoa cream cheese on any bagel. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward, Bagels and Joe.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet. O Street Carpet. 1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
Back to Raff's Good Take on Sports on 93.7 The Ticket. With all the good takes you need, here is your host, Chris Raff.
Welcome back in. Raff's Good Take on Sports, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com. Hopefully everyone's doing a little bit warmer. I think the cold's back, though. It felt really bad when I went back out there. But, Chris Raff, we do got a couple of texts in here. Again, you guys are always welcome to join in. How'd you preface it? What were the things that...
The crazy stuff you did with as a kid that we can speak about on the radio. And, and yeah, that.
You know... I don't even want to use that story. I was going to use one of my brother's stories, but that's too far. I think it would have been embarrassing if I said that on air, so I won't even say which one. Ladies win to get to 16-5. Yep, shout out Kevin of Southwest Lincoln. Me and Nick Lyman. We'll definitely talk about that after this. And trading cards. We just have unknown texter used to do trading cards. Also said tackle football was fun until somebody got hit through a fence.
Yeah, that happens. That does happen. We used to play this one game on the side yard of a front yard, and we'd play option football. And it was probably maybe 20 yards by maybe 8 yards wide.
Nice.
And so it was just, you were just destined. You were going to get hit and hit hard. We also played street football. So if you were in the middle of the street, it was two-hand touch. But if you're on the side where you could get tackled onto the grass, then it was tackle if you were on next to the curb. So
that's kind of fun. It's like the inverse of modern day football, because if you're out of bounds, you can't get tackled. If you're in the center,
yep.
Obviously you can get tackled. That's interesting. Do you ever do the, what's it called? Like the Red Rover one where like the guys link arms and then your goal is you just got to try to bust through. And if you can't, then you have to keep doing it. And if you can't, you have to do it again.
Yeah. Not really much of that. Not really
That
much.
one got shut down really quick. I remember.
Yeah. We played
twice. He snitched again. And then we had that game taken away. So that kid was 2 for 2 on taking away our reset.
We used to always play tackle the guy with the football. And then what we would do is we'd pick our favorite Nebraska offensive player and our favorite defensive players. So I was always Tyrese Knox on offense and Leroy Etienne on defense, or Reggie Cooper on defense. It just depended.
Oh man, I can't remember if we did any of that. I don't know if we really were calling out players back in the day, but
oh yeah, big time. That. Hey, and then also too, I was going to talk about. I did some more investigation into the Hall of Fame snub of Bill Belichick today. Yeah, the Hall of Fame is completely messed up. That they need to go to basically when they have your finalists, you just need to have a yes or a no vote. And if that person gets over a certain percentage, then they get into the Hall of Fame. However, what happened is they have a contributor category, a coach category, and a player category for senior player category. Well, there were 5 players this year. There was Robert Kraft, or not a player. Robert Kraft is a contributor. Bill Belichick is a coach. And then you had Elsie Greenwood, Roger Craig, and Ken Anderson as the 3 players. Well, each voter only has 3 votes. So out of those 3 votes, they can vote any of those 5 people. Well, what a lot of people are thinking what happened was people thought, oh, well, Bill Belichick's going to be a slam dunk pick. So what I'm going to do is use one of my 3 votes instead for one of these other guys. And that's what a lot of people are thinking what happened is what cost him the votes was so many people thought that, well, he's going to get so many votes from all the other people. I'll just use my vote, a token vote to, throw it out to maybe a guy that was going to be close to getting in, like say maybe a Ken Anderson or, I think Roger Craig's getting in. I really do. I think this is his year, but it's just what they need to do is those 5 guys, what it should have been was yes or no. If they get over 90% of the vote, on an individual basis, they shouldn't have to compete against each other. It should be Ken Anderson. Is he Hall of Famer? Yes or no? That voters either hits yes or hits no. Boom. And then at the end, a percentage is taken of all, but they should not be pitting these guys up against each other because what's happened now is Bill Belichick, by not getting the Hall of Fame this year, he's probably going to be earmarked for next year now, which he totally deserves to be in this year, but he definitely be in next year. But that's going to cost Mike Shanahan next year because Mike Shanahan was probably next up in the coaching ranks. So the Hall of Fame, they've got to go through and they've got to make some changes on the way that they elect Hall of Famers because you're leaving out Hall of Famers now in the senior committee and the coaching and the contributor committee because they're being pitted up against each other. And I don't think that's right because just because you're not one of the top 3 out of those 5, that doesn't mean all 5 of them are not Hall of Famers.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how that all happens too. Like if you have some voters that think, I know everyone's going to vote for this guy right here, but I want this guy to get a little bit more recognition. Yep. He's a shoo-in, but I want this guy to at least get some recognition, get his ball rolling. So I'm just going to put my vote there. If that happens, then that's a problem. I don't know if that's the story. The NFL, I know they did put out a statement saying that they'll look into it, and if they feel like anyone violated the rule voting process, they'll have to be recast. But it's most likely it's locked in for now. He's just not going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Well, then they've got to check too. They've got to go check their voting because I'm not sure how a guy with 6 Super Bowls. 8 combined with it. I mean, people forget he was the defense coordinator for the Giants.
Yep.
It's like he has 8 Super Bowl wins, 6 as a head coach. None of those, far as I know, none of those Super Bowls were ever taken away for cheating or for any of the scandal or any of the, I mean, now we got Spygate, Deflategate. Now I guess now we have Hall of Fame gate. I mean, none of those Super Bowls were taken away. So it's like, how can you punish this guy that there's still, and now I still think like Tom Brady's got to be a little leery right now going into next year or not next year. What's he got? 1, 2, 3 more years or 2 more years, I think, till he's eligible. Are people going to hold it against him and be like, well, Deflategate, he got caught, it's that. So it's, I don't know. I just think the Hall of Fame, especially with that contributor category, the senior category and the head coach category, they don't need to be pitted up against each other. I think it needs to either be yes or no and put a percentage, say, okay, if you're in the Hall of Fame, you have to get over 85% of the vote. If they get over 85% of the vote, they're in. It's not, no, we're just taking 3 of the 5 because I really think this year that all 5 of those people on the entire ballot should be in the Hall of Fame, and they should have. And the three legends should have been in the Hall of Fame years ago. And it's just what happens is the years go by and people tend to forget, who they are. I mean, there's still guys out there on the senior ballot that should be Hall of Famers. Like Jim Plunkett is one of those guys for me. It's like he's got 2 Super Bowl victories, had a pretty decent career. It's like, and he should have been in the Hall of Fame. Should he have been a first ballot Hall of Famer? Probably not, but he should have been in within the first 10 years. Carl Mecklenburg with the Broncos, I bring him up a lot. Go look at his statistics. Put his Pro Bowls, when Pro Bowl actually meant something, put his first team All Pros, his second team All Pros, and put that up against your linebackers that are in the Hall of Fame. And it's just one of those things that he just kind of forgot about. And the next thing you know, 25 years pass by, and now he's stuck in, the senior category. And yeah, but there's got to be something done, because you're leaving out players that were Hall of Famers that need to be in the Hall of Fame.
I don't fully understand how he misses it. To your point, I wasn't even thinking about the 2 other Super Bowls with the Giants as coordinator. Yeah. 8 Super Bowls is an unreal run. And, I know even Tom Brady said that this is insane. That he's, he was the coach. If I had to, be under a coach, it'd be Bill Belichick.
And I said last night I said it. I'm not a Bill Belichick fan. I'm not a Patriots fan. I'm not even a Giants fan, but I still recognize that he's a first ballot Hall of Fame coach. I mean, so who is a first ballot Hall of Fame coach? If Bill Belichick isn't one, I don't know who you can make a first ballot Hall of Fame coach to. I guess Andy Reid, but
what's funny is I think they would give it to Andy Reid.
Yeah.
For some reason. Do you think it's the Deflategate, the sign stealing?
I didn't think, I thought that was long ago forgotten. And like I said,
I did too, but I don't know how we get here.
They've still got all 6 of those trophies in their trophy case. If it was something that, crazy, they would have, took the trophy away. But by all intents and purposes, he's got the trophy. He's got the ring. It was never taken away. So I don't understand it. But then again, there's the NFL Hall of Fame and me. I've never really gotten along that well, just for the fact that I've never understood, like the Chuck Formans of the world. I don't know how, he's not in the Hall of Fame. People, sometimes they get stuck on statistics. Sometimes they get, and it's just like, look at when they played and how they played. And that, to me, that's what a Hall of Famer is. How they played in the big games. Don't get caught up on, well, Chuck Foreman only averaged 3.8 yards per carry in his career. NFL was a lot different game back in the 70s and 80s. It was, if you are like John Riggins, for instance, no one questions him being a Hall of Famer, but I guarantee you, if you looked at his career rushing yards per carry, it's under 4 yards a carry.
Well, they just have, again, I'm just trying to pet the Bill Belichick. So this one, for Raff, he is where's he from? I want to say, does he work for ESPN?
Who's that?
Host of NFL Spotlight. He covers the NFL, and he had this is his best guess. And again, this isn't official, but he says from the ESPN report, Bill Polian was a vocal figure in the Hall of Fame deliberations involving Bill Belichick. And again, with Spygate and Deflategate coming up among voters during discussions. So it sounds like it's so stupid, but that might have been the thing that.
Yeah.
Like just
but then they also said that Bill Belichick is one of the very few coaches that never gave, there's insiders that have connections to the teams and the head coaches, and they say that Bill Belichick was very standoffish with the media, which he was, on to Detroit or on to wherever he was on to next. And media members hold grudges against him, almost kind of like Terrell Owens. Like the media, Terrell Owens was a first ballot Hall of Famer. You might not have liked his antics, you might not have liked, but his career, his statistics, what he did was first ballot worthy. But the media was so upset because of the way he treated the media. They kind of gave him that first year, non-first ballot push. So yeah, I don't know. It's frustrating. I get frustrated by the older players. Like I see some of these older players that are Hall of Fame players, and and when they were playing, they were referred to as future Hall of Famer. And then now you're waiting 25, 30 years for them to get in the Hall of Fame. And it's upsetting because it's like they were Hall of Fame players. Yeah, maybe their statistics aren't going to compare up to today's, but they also weren't playing flag football, like they do today. I mean, say what you want about the brand of football in the NFL. You can run across the middle now. There's not going to be a Ronnie Lott that's just going to, absolutely crush you and it's for the safety of the sport, which I get, but don't give these big time statistics of today. Don't take away from the tough yards of yesteryear.
Well, the thing that I think reeks and why this is such a bad look for the NFL, it does kind of make it seem a little bit more like a popularity contest. Because like when you think of a guys like Chuck Foreman, again, like I think you think he'd be popular enough, but nonetheless, like he's not in there. And you see these misses all the time. And then you see like the Bill Belichick, who's like an absolute no-brainer. But the only, real talking points why he maybe isn't a first ballot Hall of Famer is that maybe there's some people that didn't like him because of the Deflategate, or they holding some grievances against him for some of those potential scandals. So then it's, to your point, he didn't take the Super Bowls away. So they're like, is this a popularity contest? Are you just holding these against him because it bothered you? And not a great look. I mean, the NFL's got to figure out a way to reverse it, but I don't think they will.
No, they won't. But they
have to find violations, which that's like, did you violate or that's what you thought? That's what I thought. Okay. Yeah, we can't overturn it. That's a simple conversation.
Well, even like with Chuck Foreman too, it's like he kind of gets punished too, that he kind of like the Broncos had been punished for so many years because where they were at, they weren't on the East Coast. I mean, look where a lot of your Hall of Famers come from. It's the East Coast. It's the bigger markets. And those are the people that got their players into the Hall of Fame. Because I mean, I can go and name off, 3 or 4 Broncos right now that I think really deserve Hall of Fame consideration and they don't even get a whiff of it. But then you have other guys that, played on the East Coast and they got in the Hall of Fame, and it's like, how? But it's just that was just kind of at the time as the major markets are, because they knew the media members, and I don't know. It's frustrating because I want to see these great players, get their flowers, and they deserve them. And it's just a numbers game. That's like I was thinking tonight. It's like you have 5 guys that are on the senior ballot, the contributor and the coaching, and you're telling them to take 3 of the 5. Well, on a year like this year, all 5 of those guys deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. And next year, they're going to have the same exact scenario. You're going to have 5 guys on that ballot, and all 5 of those guys are going to deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. So it's just like, just give them a yes.
Yeah, just the yes/no ballot. That's perfect.
Yes or no, and then you're not pitting these people up against each other. It's not fair. You're pitting Bill Belichick against Roger Craig. You're pitting Ken Anderson against Robert Kraft. It's like, why do you have to pit them against each other? Why can't it just be a yes or no? And then they're looked at on their own merit. And it's not like, well, I'm gonna not take Bill Belichick here because I'm gonna try and get Roger Craig over the hump. It's like, yes or no? Is Roger Craig a Hall of Famer? Yes. Is Bill Belichick a Hall of Famer? Yes. So be it. If there's 5, I was listening to a sports talk show and they're saying, well, they don't want the numbers. They don't want such a big Hall of Fame class that there's too much time on the stage. Well,
oh, shut up. That's not such a dumb point.
NFL fans will stay for whatever. Like, they will stay. If you make it an all-day thing, they will stay at Fawcett Stadium the entire day, and they will watch because it's the history.
Drag it out. The fans will pay for the hotels the second day, I promise.
Yeah, they will stay. They love the NFL and the history of the NFL. If you build it, they will come. And it's like, yeah, make it 2 days. Like, maybe do your current players the first day, and then do your history or your contributor, your coach, and your senior players, do that the next day. Like, make it 2 days. I mean, it's more money for the Hall of Fame. And like you said, they're going to stay for both days just because it's a celebration of the history of the NFL.
I like a Raff. That's a better solution. Well, also, there's going to be years you want to take all of them. There's going to be years that you're like,
Yeah.
You go back and look at some of those names that you're wondering how the hell they get there. Well, look at their class, and sometimes it actually adds up. It's like, okay, out of everyone I see.
If it's 25 or 30 years and you make it to the finalist of the senior class for the players, you were a pretty good player. Most likely you got forgotten about. Like I look at some of these players, they were all decade. They're on the all decade team and they're not in the Hall of Fame yet. There's there's 4 of them from like each decade that are not in the Hall of Fame with their peers. Well, how in the world were they all decade and they're not in the Hall of Fame? It makes zero sense to me. It's like, but it's always a numbers game. Like, well, they got caught in the numbers game. Well, then what happened was the next year somebody else became eligible. Well, that pushes them down, and then they don't get the numbers. When all I'm saying is just make it yes or no. Yes, the Hall of Famer, no, and then put a percentage like Major League Baseball does. Say if they get 90% of the vote, they get, but don't have like 30 guys and then give somebody 10 votes and say use these 10 votes for these 30 guys. Do each one with their own merit. If they have 25 guys, go through the 25. If you think 20 of them are Hall of Famers, you put yes on the 20 of them. If you think 10 of them are, you put 10 of them. At least then they're being gauged on their own merit and not being pitted against each other, because that's just ludicrous to me.
You're absolutely right. Got no disagreements there. Speaking of the numbers game, though, we're definitely against the numbers right now. We'll have a very short Raff's Good Take on life on the other side. Don't go anywhere. This is Raff's Good Take on sports. We'll talk to you in a bit.
So as women, we're so hard on ourselves, and I just wanted a simple way to feel confident again and to feel like me again. And the Spectrum 7 at Max Tan gave me that little spark back and can also give it to you too. A full body light that makes my skin and my spirit feel brighter.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
In a world where Wi-Fi battles rage and bandwidth is never enough, one family dares to connect it all. Work from home, influence all day, stream all night, and game to win. Deadlines, downloads, and dance-offs, all happening under one roof, flawlessly. Can your internet provider do that? Fiber fuel your household at allofiber.com/all-in.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com. At DWE Generations, having a plan matters, especially when it comes to protecting what's most important. They work with individuals, families, and business owners to help make smart financial decisions that support life today and set the foundation for generations. David Darlington, Russell Walton, and Cody Eiler bring decades of experience, and their dedicated team provides follow-through, answering questions, explaining next steps, and staying connected as life evolves. DWE Generations, a generational wealth planning firm. DWE Generations is a marketing name for individuals doing business as representatives of Northwestern Mutual. Visit generations.nm.com or call 402-483-7871 and ask for David, Russell, or Cody.
The 2026 Love Nebraska season is underway, and professional volleyball is back in a big way. From powerful serves to game-changing rallies, every match brings elite competition to the court. See some of the game's top athletes, including Lexi Rodriguez and Jordan Larson, compete right here in Nebraska. Whether you're a longtime fan or new to the sport, there's a match for you this season. Explore the full schedule and plan your night out at lovbneb.com/schedule.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years. From design to install, upgrades and repair, If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at WindowWorldLincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Planet Fitness has everything you need to get stronger just around the corner, so you can give everything you've got. Whether you want to crush a few reps before class with our expanded strength equipment or sweat it out on your way home from work. With over 2,800 locations, there's a Planet Fitness close to you, and most are open 24 hours. Join the club today and save $28 or more when you join for $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends January 30th. Are you coming? Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet. See club for details.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
If you're tired of the dieting circuit paradox but still want to look, feel, and perform better, you need to get to Nutrition Authority and ask about our nutrition coaching featuring LifeBase. LifeBase takes a complex world of nutrition and makes it simple with real results that last. Stop in to learn more or check us out at mynutritionauthority.com.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Back to Raff's Good Take on Sports on 93.7 The Ticket. With all the good takes you need, here is your host, Chris Raff.
Welcome back in. Final segment. Raff's Good Take on Sports. Raff's Good Take on Life. Chris Raff, rapid fire here. What do you got for us? What is your good bit of advice, good take on life for all the people of Lincoln, Nebraska, and anywhere? I guess they could be listening anywhere across the country.
All right, everybody. Today's Raff's Good Take goes out to a Hall of Fame person. It's his birthday today. He's gone by Mr. Deibler. He's gone by Coach Deibler. He goes by Dr. Deibler. Mr. Chris Deibler. He was a principal for several years at Pound Junior High or Pound Middle School. He was a junior high teacher for me back in the day. Just one of the great people in the city of Lincoln, just a great person. I believe in the future, you will see a school named after Mr. Deibler in Lincoln, Nebraska. He was that impactful on so many people's lives. So Mr. Deibler, Coach Deibler, Dr. Deibler, Chris Deibler, I hope you have a very happy birthday. You are Raff's Good Take.
That's a fantastic one. Great teachers really shape everything. So I'm not going to disagree with you. I double down on it. I'll shout out Pete Allman as well. If everyone remembers Lighthouse Origin Stories, Pete Allman was a big part of it. So shout out to him. He was in studio at 6 o'clock. And of course, just all the great teachers out there. Anyone who's mentoring the youth, could not thank those people enough because they control the future, Raff, some might say. With that being said, though, we got to get out of here. Appreciate you as always, Chris Raff. Don't go anywhere. Myself, Nick Wyman, we'll carry it to midnight.